we see, I'm actually very excited about this project for two reasons. The first reason is the fact that it's going away from the norm, the status quo on Binance Smart Chain. And that is the fact that it's not about farms, it's not about bonds, it's not about BNB stake, it's not about high risk, high deflationary token that has been ravaging the old Binance Smart Chain of late. It's a very unique project. It's the first of its kind on the Binance Smart Chain. It is the first daily ROI deflationary token, but elastic enough to pay rewards perpetually, and it does not depend on participation. Because every time you hear ROI, the only thing you think of is participation, Ponzi. Everyone needs to bring their money in before you get rewards. But no, that's not the case here. It's the very first daily ROI deflationary token that pays you rewards based on tax on transactions and not through inflation. It's one of its kind. It's a monster in the making. Let's get into it. What I've drawn here, it's a beautiful chart of what it's going to be about. So tentatively, by the time you're watching this video, maybe it's not dropped yet, but we just concluded the private pre-sale 2 weeks ago. We did a public pre-sale just last week, and it's going to be launching in 2 to 3 days from now. So what exactly is all this about? Now, the DRIP project, it's a very robust and elegant smart contract coding that hopes to break away from the norm. So what is this about? So on launch day, what you do is you go onto the website, which has promised to be very lit. You go to the swap page on the website, and then you're able to buy your DRIP token. Now, immediately you see that there is a 0% tax on buys when you buy such token. But if you are such that you want to quickly sell for quick profit, boy, you're going to be dropping 10% on tax for selling. And we call sorry about that, we call you a weak hand because of that, because you're going to be dropping 10% on tax when you try to sell the token. Now, why is this good? Now, part of that tax on transaction is going to be going to a dividend pool, and that is what I've drawn here. Let me bring my pointer out so that I can show what I'm talking about. So you buy from the swap, you pay no tax on buy, but you pay 10% on tax on sales, and that goes into this dividend pool. And if what you do is you buy the DRIP token and you deposit into the faucet contract, what then happens is you put in all of your DRIP token into the contract, and when you put it into the contract, it's more or less like a bond. So there's like 100% bond going on for the contract. So that means DRIP token is going to be deflationary, because whatever you put into the faucet contract cannot be taken out. But the beautiful thing is that you can see that I opened up a tab on one side of this faucet contract, and that is like another contract that is going to now drip back 1% daily ROI through tax on transactions. It's not going to be minting new BNK new DRIP for you. It's going to be minting new DRIP token. It's not going to mint new DRIP token. It's going to be paying you through tax on transactions. So all of the tax on sales, 5% on tax on compounding, which is going to happen over time in the contract and the space as more and more people get into the DRIP and faucet contracts, then you would be able to see that there's going to be a lot of money, a lot of funds that's going to be locked up in dividend pool. And it is from this dividend pool that your 1% daily ROI is going to be coming from. The 1% daily ROI is also going to be just one of the many ways you can earn from the project. There's also 10% tax on referral rewards, flat, depending on, regardless of what level you are. Is it the first level, second level, or third level? And for every deposit you put into the contract, you are entitled to 365% APY. Yes, you heard me right. A guaranteed 365% APY. And the beautiful thing is, the more you compound or deposit more into the contract, your 365% APY is reset every time you deposit new funds into the contract. That's awesome. That's awesome. There's 5% tax on compounding. Every time you compound to, your 365% APY is being reset. Now, the 5% tax on compounding, the 10% tax on sales, all goes to the dividend pool. And that is where money is being paid out from. Now, remember I said DRIP, or the faucet, or this contract, or this project as a whole, is the first daily ROI that pays you, the first ROI deflationary token that pays you through tax on transaction, but elastic enough to pay you perpetually. Let's say, for example, there is nobody is selling because they are discouraged to sell. People are not compounding. They are trying to get their money out of the contract just before time, and we experience a shortage in the amount of funds in this dividend pool. Although the game theory has proven that that is not possible, but even if it happens, now what the contract does is to mint new DRIP token. So look at what is happening. So DRIP has become deflationary and elastic at the same time. That's awesome. That is beautiful. That is covering every leakage, every loophole in the contract. That's awesome. Now, what's the other thing that makes me excited about this project? If you put in $1,000 worth of DRIP token, you can make $37,700 if you compound every day for 360 days. Apart from your daily ROI, apart from your referral rewards, you can make crazy gains on your cumulative APY. That's what's one thing that also excites me about this project. What other thing? DRIP token will have double liquidity. The first liquidity is going to be the on-chain swap. Remember, that's the best place to buy your DRIP token, because you won't be able to, there's strong liquidity for DRIP, and the price that you pay for DRIP on swap will be far cheaper than anywhere else. Remember, you also don't pay tax on buys. But if you go back to PancakeSwap and somebody, for example, provides liquidity and you want to buy through PancakeSwap, there's tax on every transaction on PancakeSwap. But if you buy through the swap on chain DEX, you pay only 10% tax on sales and 5% tax when compounding. Now, I said there's double liquidity. The first liquidity is the on-chain swap. The second liquidity is the reservoir, which is like you getting a lot liquidity. So there's going to be a lot liquidity that actually pairs up DRIP with BNB and pays you BNB as rewards. As more people get into the reservoir, locking up funds, locked liquidity to get perpetual BNB rewards, what then happens is that continuously raises the price floor of DRIP token. And that is what you want for something that is going to be paying you perpetually. You want a supporting liquidity apart from the primary liquidity. Now, what other thing is making this project make sense? There are features like airdrops. So for example, you can have your team leader. For me personally, I'm going to be doing a lot of airdrops to my downlines, because this is not my way of actually getting rich. It's just one of those things that you do for a living. You're passionate about team build or making sure everybody else is okay. So I'm going to be doing some airdrops. I'm going to be a team wallet immediately, because I have a network ready to jump on board with me. So I'm going to be explaining what a team wallet is later. There's a round robin referral system, and there's a whale tax too. So whales can actually take advantage, because they either pay 10% tax on sales if they want to sell off their tokens because they bought it from the open market, or they also want to just, they can't drain the system because they are going to be paying tax the bigger they get. We are going to be explaining that in a short time. Now, what sets this apart from every other project out there? The let me break this news to you. This is gonna be very difficult for you to copy in the first place, because the contract is robust, it's very elegant, and it has a lot of interconnected parts that you need to first understand, which might take a lot of time. Now, the fact that there's tax on transactions and the payment is through tax on transactions makes this system already looking like it's going to be very sustainable. So we call it a low risk, high yield certificate of deposits. This is what this is going to be about. The other thing is the fact that there's going to be a non-existent sell pressure, because even the referral rewards you get is going to be put straight into your deposits. So you are not actually going to have access to the referral rewards immediately. It's going to be automatically deposited into the faucet contract. And the only thing you can get out is 1% daily. Can't you see how beautiful that is? Because one thing that can actually kill the system is when people have access to all of their rewards that they get. Okay, but the rewards is going to be deposited straight into the faucet contract for you, and then it's going to drip out 1%, drip it out as 1% daily. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Now let's talk about Team Wallet. Team Wallet is a time when you become okay, let's go to the next slide. You become a Team Wallet when you have 5 direct referrals. You automatically become a Team Wallet. Now, it's better to join a team where you know the person is going to have a lot of direct referrals, because it automatically makes him a Team Wallet. What is the benefit of being with registering under a Team Wallet? Normally, the person gets a 10% referral rewards. But what then happens is that the person is going to be dripping back 2.5% to you. So the 10% rewards is going to bounce to the Team Wallet, and then 7.5% is going to be credited to the person's deposits, and it's going to bounce back 2.5% to you. And that is why that is beautiful. Now, the second part I want to explain with this chart here is what we call the round robin referral method. Now, you people have heard this a lot and you don't really get what it means. This is a visual representation of what this is about. So player D, for example, rolls or claims. So when I say roll, it's trying to compound or claim. Now, what happens is that yes, so the referral reward system is round robin. So let's take player D, for example. So player D rolls or claims. So roll in this term means compounding, claim means withdrawing. Now, for the first ever roll that the person does, that player D does, it goes straight to player C. Okay. Now, if the person rolls the second time, if player D rolls the second time, for the second roll or claim, that's compound or withdraw, it doesn't go to player C anymore. It now goes to player B. The third time the person rolls or claim, it now goes to player A. So that way, for every roll player D does, it moves up the ranks in that manner. So if player C is the one that is rolling or claiming, it goes to B first, then it goes to A. So remember that you don't want to create a very long chain, because it takes you, you need to have BR34P in your wallet, because that is how you get rewards on referrals. So you want to make sure your chain is flat enough, because you don't want to be holding enormous amount of BRIP in your wallet. I mean, it's good to hold BRIP, don't get me wrong, but for small investors, it might be a bit unable to attain, because you might need to hold about $15,000 worth of BRIP to enjoy 10 level of rewards. So you want to actually shorten your chain to make sure you don't need to hold a huge number of BRIP in your wallet to get referral rewards. That's the other part I've not mentioned, that you need to get BRIP in your wallet before you can actually get referral rewards. So the fact that the referral system is a round robin one makes it very, very awesome, because what other contract has done over time was, if every time player D withdraws or claims, it pays C, B, and A all at the same time. immediately. Now, that is not sustainable because C, B, and A now has money that they can actually cash out of the system. Okay, so that increases the money, the cash outflow in the system. So what you really want is you want to make sure it's a very sustainable referral reward system that does not really hamper or attenuate the beautiful thing that has been built. So round robin system is beautiful. It's a way to reward people, but not in a way that is wasteful. So you want to actually, like I said, get into under a team wallet because you can get your 2.5% on your own compounding or your fresh deposits every time you deposit into your own faucet contract. Then the person in question gets 7.5% of that. This is an elegant system. I like the whole idea. It's looking awesome already. So personally, I would like to see a case where at the beginning, when this launches on Tuesday, that's Tuesday is like 3 days from now, we'll see a case where people get into the contract. And let me quickly share with you why I think this is going to be huge. Why this is going to be huge is because the developer has actually done this in such a way that he has incentivized different big groups that have been into a similar project. And what has he done? He has done a private sale with his private DAO group, and they've been able to buy into the system as early as possible. Now, the big Telegram groups that are into this understands the whole play about team build, about chain networks, about referral systems. So this is going to take off with time. I don't want to be mentioning the names of those groups here, but I think there's no point, there's no stress if I mention them. So he's done pre-sales with Moonshot Hunters, with Black Sheep Group, now called DGen Protocol. He's done pre-sale with Telegram group called Crypto Winner Circle. He's done one with what we call Dog Pound. He's done pre-sale with what's the name of this one? The Drip Chat itself. Then the last one is on Battertown Conglomerate. So these are big groups that you've either watched one of their YouTube video or the other. And these are combination of YouTubers, MLM boys, DGens, big whales and investors. And he has marketed this whole project to them. It could have gone for bigger groups, but those ones don't understand what team build is. These guys that I've just mentioned have been into team build. They understand fully well what a referral or affiliate network system in crypto looks like. They've enjoyed it. I've been in one myself, and it's looking beautiful. Bankroll flow was good, but there was a lot of issues with it. Payment is being made through tax, through inflation, and that inflated the price of, inflated the token that was used BNKRX, and this actually affected the whole thing. Then in the middle of the whole contracts, the developer in question created a reactor that drained everybody's funds and deposited it somewhere else. So man, too many things that actually went wrong with the contract. But I mean, kudos to bankroll flow, because that is where this is better from. They say give honor to whom honor is due. Bankroll flow did very well. It made people money, and it also lost people money. But what the developer of this particular project has done is it understood bankroll flow very well. And what he has done is he has picked all the beautiful part of bankroll flow, things like airdrops, team wallet, just to incentivize downlines and uplines alike. Team wallet, airdrops, round robin referral method. These are the good parts of bankroll flow. Then the bad part he has taken out is tax on transaction instead of inflation. Tax on transaction instead of inflation. He has also made sure there's a tax on when you buy